so a little bit of change of pace here. Instead of working on the Chevelle, we've already done some work to the barn. And we got a lot of stuff taken care of upstairs in the hayloft area. Miss Bianca and Alexandria. Yeah, she's busy. But as you can tell, we have some pretty high ceilings, and we are clean. Now, this was over a couple weeks, and we plan on getting married up here and all good fun stuff. There's some access holes that we have to take care of, and overall, the barn came out nice and clean. It did have a lot of hay inside of it that, well, I don't know how long it's been here, but it's been here. Obviously, coons, horse poop from up there. Not horse poop, bird poop. And as you can tell through all the little holes and slats, there's quite a bit of repair we have to do. So the first thing is first is getting up here clean, and we pressure washed it to get all of the gunk out of it. It won't be its last time it gets pressure washed because there's still more up here. However, we went ahead and washed upstairs first because we're going to have to do down here. And over down here, this has just been a storage facility for some wood and birds, sparrows. And we just kind of need to get this place cleaned up. So that way we can go ahead and facilitate doing wedding and other events and stuff like that in here. I think this is the only set of doors that we actually have that function. We need to do some window repairs all over the place. Apparently birds are going crazy over there. So we have to get rid of all of this hay. It's about 2 feet deep, and I don't know how long that is. What, 10 foot? I don't know. There's some hay there. So we gotta move all this wood over here. We're gonna put it conveniently in this troughed area because we're not gonna trough anything that I'm aware of anytime soon. And it's an area that we can't really do anything with, so we're just gonna put all that stuff inside there because it's nice siding and all good fun stuff. But overall, downstairs isn't too bad. It's just a lot of work to try to get taken care of. And what really stinks is I just can't bring a machine in here, like that guy, and get it out of here. So we have to pick it up by shovels or whatever and scoot it over here and dump it inside there and then take it someplace else so it can get burned and... yeah. Well, there's a lot to have to do. We gotta get our windows taken care of, vines, make a door, make some more doors, make a Bianca. No? Okay. So... Well, that's because we're in their home, as far as they feel.
I felt attacked.
So, it'd be kind of cool to find out what this barn was originally used for. I don't know. But we got some work to do, so hopefully next video will be kind of more cleaner than this, maybe. And then the ultimate goal is to go ahead and set up a woodworking station to go ahead and start repairing things. Like all the siding and stuff like that, so. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Told you!
That guy wasn't messing around.
They aren't messing around. They're going for blood.
Yeah. So, well, maybe next year, once winter, well, this summer, or winter, this fall, they'll actually leave here, and that's when we start buttoning up the barn, and hopefully next year they're a little less in here.
Aggressive.
They're still going to be aggressive. It's their home. Alrighty. Well, after about 4 hours of work and trying to get everything taken care of, we did a lot of work. We got the center passageway of the barn, lower level, which is only 2 levels, cleaned up. We now have a floor, which is kind of amazing. I mean, there's a lot of bits and pieces that we still need to figure out and, you know, do some things with. Probably make a little enclosure for all this siding. But overall, like, that's awesome. Oh, cool. That was a cool little photo. Yeah, the upstairs. That's awesome. The woodwork up there is so cool. So, previously we kind of saw about 4 hours ago how much hay there was and rubbish. And as we can kind of look through here, I mean, we still got that pile, but that's the cleaner. That's a lot cleaner. And no more hay. Found some wheels. I'm not quite sure if they're Ford or what they are. But now we still have all of that stuff to mess with. But, I mean, really, it's coming along. I'm going to switch you around here because I think that I found a mouse trap. Turn on some light here. Alright, so on this end, we have some netting. On this end, we have some, well, wire netting, whatever. That's unfortunately bent up. And then on the back side here, that's broken too. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but what's really cool is someone made this contraption. They used old license plates. You can kind of see some numbers that make out there. And if you... I mean, it's maybe not as nice as what it used to be, but it gets the job done. And they even weighted it. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, so it's even weighted, so that way it goes back down. So little mouse comes along here and whoops. That's kind of a cool little device there. And then we have this. Again, I don't know what this is. It has feet to be mounted on a surface of sorts. Maybe there's some side slats here that I'm missing. I would presume that there would be. We have this hinge here. It doesn't really quite work out that well. Oh, well, I guess it goes like that. And then down. And does hinge things. And you open it up. And it's corrugated. Corrugated on the inside. Is this a washing machine? I don't really know. But that's kind of cool. I don't know what to do with it. But it's kind of cool. There's no markings on it that I really saw. So, but it's something to kind of have around as decoration. And then, that's really about it as far as cool stuff we found this time around. We really don't have too much more to clean in order to figure out what we have here. That almost was on my hat. Apparently, you guys are in there. Yeah. So next year, hopefully, we can not have that. And we also had to do something with all that hay. So we went ahead and got our bonfire going. And really got rid of all of it. It's smoldering right now. Got the hose for safety. But that's all taken care of. Looks like Bianca doesn't want her shirt anymore. I don't know. So anyway, that's our progress. And soon, a bit later, work on all of those little trim pieces. This is actually wood, not metal. Get some windows taken care of. And paint it. That's the goal. Hopefully. Well, at Rebuild Empire, we have not posted a video for a while, and that's partly due to being immensely busy and stuff like that. So we've done our barn stuff. We got ourselves a router table and a table saw. We're gonna go ahead and assemble those today, and hopefully kind of go through the motions of trying to figure out what we need to do to go ahead and replace a lot of these slats of wood that we have missing on the outside of the barn. Because these guys kind of make the barn kind of weather tight, but unfortunately, as you can kind of see here, we're missing some. So the goal is to go ahead and replace what is broken as best as we can, so that way we can go ahead and have the barn kind of be weather tight again. We're not restoring the barn, because I don't have the money for that, and that's a bigger project than I wish to take on. However, the goal is to go ahead and fix a lot of the problems that we do have with the barn, so that way, we can kind of keep the weather out of the barn and fix a lot of the slats that are missing that you can totally see going through here. The slats themselves, they really do a good job, and they're kind of eye appealing. I have, let's see, one, well, is that one free? Yeah. So we have to kind of remake these guys, and well, I could just go ahead and throw up square wood, I want to try to go ahead and get this profile down, and I really don't know that I have a router bit capable of doing that, or I can find a router bit that will go ahead and be capable of doing that. Also, these slats are upwards of 100 years old, so you know, whoever made them back in the day maybe used a router table, maybe didn't, maybe they handed them, I don't know. But what I do know is I'm going to try to go ahead and recreate something that is better than having all those areas being open, as you can see. And there's go-kart business and kiddo running around. Strap the baby inside the go-kart with a ratchet strap. It's safe. That's fine. Don't even worry about that. But anyway, today's goal is to go ahead and get our router table assembled and our table saw assembled, put the better saw blade on it. Comes like a 25 tooth, and I got a 40 tooth because I'd like to have a little bit better cut wood than rough cut wood. And see where we go from there. And then slowly we'll get wood and try to go ahead and get all that taken care of. I haven't posted any videos yet of the barn being cleaned up or not, but as you can kind of tell, it's definitely a lot cleaner now. My processes of doing video business hasn't been on point, to say the least. And that's just partly because of life. I have a full-time job. I work 50 some odd hours a week. And, you know, for what this barn was when we got here, it is definitely a lot more cleaned out and a lot better. I do have some videos of us cleaning it out, roughly. Videos of prior of doing things and everything else that took to get to being, you know, this cleaned out and whatnot. But as you can tell, I mean, we're missing doors, tops, bottoms, missing some windows that we're going to try to jimmy in something else that will work as a window from the house. I mean, this doesn't even have a door. I kind of don't think I had a door 20 years ago. I think that used to just be a piece of plywood. I don't know. And then we make our way to the upstairs area where our plans are to go ahead and get married and have a, you know, the wedding business up here, which turned out exceptionally well. I mean, it's just beautiful up here. I mean, the woodwork is, I mean, you can't find that. I guess unless you're in a 100-year-old barn, so there's that. We have some holes that were done for access, you know, back in the day to bring hay up and down. So we have those 3 holes that we need to go ahead and curtail so that way people can be up here and not fall through. But obviously, there's a window up there that's missing, a window way up there that's missing, that window's there, whoops, there. That door is missing, that door is missing, and that door is missing. So there's a lot of woodworking that has to get done. Not really the bestest video of things, but kind of shows you where we're at. We have done a lot of cleaning, a lot of preparations, and a lot of money spending, to tell you that. So we're gonna go ahead and get at it. Maybe I can upload a little bit more about business here. Not that it's that interesting, but I feel it's kind of needed. Haven't done a video in a while. And here she comes to get started. So hopefully we can get that going. Like some of these things that we have going on here is, you know, we have half a door. There's a Bianca, half a Bianca. Where's she going? Oh, there she is. This door here is not there. I mean, it's there, but kind of got there. So that's going to be a lot of wood. So first things first is going to get the router table set up, and then the table saw, and then my dad's chop saw. I'm hopeful that it works. It's a Makita. It's been sitting in the corn crib for I don't know how long, but it's not even a Makita. It's a Wilton. I don't even know what brand that is. I don't know if that's a good brand or bad brand, but hopefully this chop saw things, because we'll definitely need it, and if not, then I guess I have to go buy another one of those. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, so we went ahead and got the router table taken care of. It's a Harbor Freight. I'm not sure if you've seen the meme yet on Facebook or not, but it's alright. We went ahead and got a roller so that way we can push wood through and not have to worry about someone jockeying it back and forth. It can just roll through there. Yeah, that's okay. And then the bad news is this thing is like, I don't know, a foot off the ground, so might have to put this thing together over here and use this as a table. Maybe, I don't know yet. And then we're gonna start assembling that guy. But we do have our 1/2-inch router bit here, and you can kind of see it's there. And if I get this stick here, I've never routed anything in my life, so pardon me if I mess this up. But we kind of, let's go ahead and get that guy out of the way. And I mean, I don't really know how that's supposed to do things and work, but I mean, I guess that's kind of how she goes. I mean, it seems to make sense. Like I said, I've never routed anything. Obviously, we don't go like that because that wouldn't do anything. So it's gonna have to go in somewhere of that network. I don't know. It's definitely going to be a learning process, so probably going to get a board of such quality and then kind of router it and see where we're at. But obviously it has to be small, you know, narrow. So that's when that guy comes into play to go ahead and cut things down. So we got a Ryobi. It was like $200 and some odd. It's self-contained, has its own stand and stuff like that. That's what I liked about it. We also at Harbor Freight went ahead and bought, I don't know where they're at, over here, these guys, so that way we can go ahead and put our chop saw on top and maybe a table saw or maybe even the router on top of that. Still have yet to figure that one out. And I still have yet to figure out how the chop saw works. So come over here and I guess we're just going to go ahead and plug this guy in and see if it does saw things, or how good or bad she sounds. I'm not even sure. And the cord seems like it's seen some better days, but go ahead and see what we got here. That looks fine. And then, yeah, that's safe. We need to do some wiring in here. That's great. Well, so far we have power going to it. Nothing bad happening yet. Cobwebs are included. I need to push this guy in. Oh, there's a lock back here. Okay. Oh, it doesn't have a blade. Oh, that's fancy. This doesn't exactly... Yeah, I don't know what we have going on here. And I suppose I don't know why this is giving me such a hassle. I mean, it's catching right there, I suppose, but well, let's see if we have power first. That sounds great. Alright, so well, at least that works. I guess we'll just take the blade that we got with that to this. I have to see if it's a 10-inch blade or not. I think it's probably thereabouts. And figure that out. So now it's to put that together and maybe put this to one of those stands over there. We'll figure it out. Alright, so after not following any directions, we now have a table saw. I'm not too sure if I really like this contraption business. That might just come off because it seems aggravating. Chop saw, like I said in the other video, does work with attach a blade to it. Maybe put some oil on it. it should work. And Bianca's going insane trying to figure out all of these bolts and nuts for this thing. Can hold 1,000 pounds, it says, after you attach a bazillion little bolts. So I'm going to work on the other one, and then we're going to probably try to get some more bolts to go ahead and attach the chop saw and the router to the tabletops, so that way we can run the wood through them and it'll be a little easier to deal with. And then hopefully after we get attached tables to the tabletops, or the appliance tools to the tabletops, we can go ahead and run some wood through there and try to see where we're at with things of that nature. And hopefully we don't need to find out a router bit, but it's taking some time. These things don't go to assemble exactly easily. One of my most aggravating things were on this thing was these darn legs. There's letters on them supposedly, but they weren't on mine. So I attached them one way and then found that was the wrong way. Attached them another way, that was the wrong way. But now they're all attached. It collapses and holds itself, and you can wheel it around and do whatever you need to do with it. And then got the little roller guy down over there. That guy figured out. So hopefully here in a short amount of time we can get that figured out. Get the other one figured out. Find some hardware to go ahead and attach those to the tabletops and get busy trying to figure some more stuff out. Alright, so after some time, we went ahead and got everything built. Went ahead and got the router on this table. It's stable enough. The good news is, I mean, I'm wiggling it here and it's not really going anywhere, so that's a good thing. The trim boards are going to be about 13 foot long, so likely it's, I mean, we're going to have to move this guy and put it in the center area of the barn to go ahead and run more or less to a 26 foot. So 13 foot on one side of the barn and 13 foot on the other side of the barn after the machine. That's a little interesting. When I did a trial run, we found some 3/4 inch thick wood. And I'm pretty confident that's what these are made out of, is 3/4 inch by 2 inches wide, and you go ahead and route them. And I went ahead and got one done through some random boards that we had around here. And as you can tell, there's our profile. Now this board is a little cattywampus in regards to being cracked and weathered, but for the purpose of redoing the boards that we do have, I mean, here's this guy, long guy, but I think we hit the nail on the head there. So the goal is to go ahead and get those taken care of. They are going to be upwards of 13 foot long to go ahead and take care of stuff. We also got our chop saw working. It kind of works. It's not the best, but for purposes of chopping wood, it'll do the job. It's a little less money that we have to spend. We got our table saw done. It does table saw things. It actually does it really well. Kind of going through here and trying to figure out, you know, how things are going to pan out behind us and stuff in regards to doing some of these trims. Now, you know, you see them behind me, so obviously that guy up there, that's a 13-foot span. The doors, I mean, we got all down here, and we'll probably just take a little hand saw and cut those off as needed. We need to make some doors here, obviously. Make a door up there, fix that board, make another door or access point up there, I guess. I don't know. But the way the doors used to look on the barn are as such. We're missing some trim, obviously, but the doors themselves, and this one, she's nailed shut. I mean, she's not going anywhere right now, but these are 3/4 by 1 foot lengths, and the goal is to go ahead and recreate this. Now, the cool thing is we can kind of see here that they went ahead and beveled the edge here, so that way when the door shuts, you shut the bottom first, and then the top comes down and goes up against it, so it is weather tight. And I apologize for the wind, but being out here, I don't really have too many trees to cover up wind. at the end of the day, I think once we start going ahead and getting wood and stuff like that, we can go ahead and start utilizing some of our equipment here and making things happen. We have another issue of trying to get our windows taken care of because the windows are, well, this one's missing the sides, the horizontal slats. I don't know how that piece of glass is staying there, but it is for now. But there's supposed to be little batten strips that kind of go in here, and they go across. Whoops, wrong way. Go across this way, and there's little. Well, you can kind of see them, little holes there for them, and those go ahead and hold in the glass. So we do have a plethora of windows. Some of them might work, some of them might not. Somebody at some point in time just used an old window and just kind of slapped it up there. And that might come to light. I might just go ahead and do that. Again, I'm not trying to go ahead and restore this barn. I'm not trying to spend a whole lot of money on this barn. I am just trying to get this barn to go ahead and get closed in and revamped enough to go ahead and be usable. And also for it to be enclosed, because I don't have doors anywhere. In the areas that I do have doors, they either don't work or they're out there. So, but that's it for today's barn business. Like I said, we did a lot of work today getting that assembled and that assembled. We didn't really assemble her too much. She kind of came as it was, and we didn't assemble him at all. But behind her, we got that guy assembled, and these little guys for $40, these little stands, they're a pain in the butt. I don't know how they support 100 or 1,000 pounds, but I guess they do. She tried to sit on one, and it creaked.
You're gonna show our video, our viewers, our freak.
What? Oh. So yesterday we decided to go ahead and make things official because we are doing this barn to go and get married in the loft area, which is right up there, as you can kind of see. And I finally made things official. I'll ask, maybe I'll put the video up there on this video. I don't know. Other hand. Yeah, there's that guy. It's a guy. So we're pretty excited about it. Well, she is. My bank account isn't, but she is happy about it.
Who wouldn't be?
But we got some electrical stuff to do also. Like some of this is newer stuff, which is fantastic. That's great. But the negative news is we only have one outlet, and it all stems from, well, let me show you. That guy. It used to stem from that guy, and then somebody updated it to that guy. And we're going to update it to some circuit breakers and stuff like that. The good news is it doesn't have to be a big one because I just need some lighting and some outlets. But hopefully eventually we go ahead and get the strips taken care of, the windows taken care of, remove a basketball hoop, I guess, because I don't really need that up here for a wedding, and take care of a lot of other things. Stay tuned because I do have more videos that are going to happen eventually as soon as I go ahead and go through them all, because we've taken a lot of videos, but we haven't uploaded anything, and I haven't really had the time to go ahead and do so. Trying to do a lot of editing and whatnot, and unfortunately I'm not the best at it, and my videos kind of suck. I don't get paid by YouTube to do this stuff that I'm doing. So it's all on this guy. And my father for allowing us to do things here. So, much thanks to y'all that watch and support. Hopefully we can grow our peoples. Maybe she'll do things. I don't know. You got some dust on some business. There you go. Anyway, for all of us at Rebuild Empire, thank you for watching, and hope to see more of you.